Not all cyber insurance is created equal. The language on the policy that you're about to buy, that you're about to pay premium for and sign a contract for, that language matters. And the way that you are covered is contingent on how that language is laid out. Recently, we came across a competing quote for cyber insurance. We're not going to get into carrier names, but I think it's important to go through some of the language. So I've extracted it from the policy itself, or from what they call the policy specimen, so the wording that you would have on your policy. I've extracted that language, and I want to go through just a couple of paragraphs from this particular policy. Policy language matters. So when you're going to buy a policy, it's important to ask certain questions and look for certain things. So first of all, how easy is this submission? Now, that's not to say that easy submissions are a bad thing, right? Ideally, you would love if getting cyber insurance is as fast as getting auto insurance, right? Like if you could just go in, plug in a couple pieces of information, boom, 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 now you have a policy. That's awesome. So in particular, I extracted this quote, only the URL, so your website, the industry, and the revenue, only those three pieces of information, which, to be fair, are the most important for understanding potential loss that could be incurred from an incident. So only the URL, the industry, and the revenue of the client is required. There is no requirement for warranty statements or security questionnaires. Now that right there is the red flag for me. Having a questionnaire over and over and over and over again is probably not the best approach either. But if you never have to provide any sort of level of what your cybersecurity looks like, what is this carrier doing? Now they offer some sort of monitoring service, whatever that means. But if you're just saying, hey, all I need is your URL, your website, your revenue, I'm going to do a domain scan, everything's going to be great. Like, read this here. Our unique automated underwriting platform delivers a bindable quote within seconds through a scan of the applicant's URL and website address. How? No application or warranty is needed. Our offering includes proactive and continuous threat monitoring by detecting and alerting the insured to potential cyber attacks. It sounds like MDR or EDR or some version, helping to prevent costly outages and disruptions before they occur. So, I mean, we're seeing this in the carrier space pretty commonly right now, right? I mean, in the carrier space, if there is a massive push for MDR, and rightfully so, because if you have managed detection and response, and you have the ability to not only see and detect an attack, but stop it relatively quickly, the money lost due to a claim is going to go down, right? Less money potentially lost. This is where things get interesting, right? Because they're saying our offering includes proactive and continuous threat monitoring. We don't care about any other security. We just install MDR. To me, this is like a selfish move by the carrier, because what they're thinking about here is protecting their own butts. Hey, we're going to lose less money from this attack if you have our MDR or whatever this monitoring platform is installed on your systems. We don't care about your MFA practices. We don't care about your backup practices. We don't care about your patching cadence. We don't care if you have privileged access management. We don't care about any of that. All we care about is that you have our proactive and continuous threat monitoring tool on your systems. If you have those things, we'll give you a policy. So recognize here, they're looking out for how much they'd have to pay out in claims. They're not looking out for your overall security posture. It's an important thing to recognize. All right, let's move on. Next is incident response. You must only use the incident response partners from our pre-approved panel of experts. It's pretty standard in the insurance space. If you use any other incident response partner, you will not be covered. You will not. That's very different from coverage may be affected if you don't use one of our incident response partners. This is very black and white. If you use any other incident response partner, you will not be covered. So if you have some sort of third-party assistance, maybe you use an MSP, maybe you have a friend of yours who's a cybersecurity person who wants to come in and help you out during that cyber attack. If any third-party, non-approved incident response partner comes in, you will not be covered. And that's all there is for that definition. It doesn't go into what an incident response partner is. It doesn't go into the details of it. It just says, hey, you use anyone else? No coverage. Sorry. Even if you're using theirs, that's where the questions come in. Like, how black and white is it? If you have theirs coming in, but then your friend comes in and also helps out, are they going to say, oh, sorry, You used our guys, but you also used your guys, so sorry, no coverage for you. If you use any other incident response partner, you will not be covered. Take this to the next level. MSPs can and will probably be sued. This is straight out of the language. If you willingly handed your business's computer network, website data, or records to someone else to manage under contract, sounds like an MSA to me. If you have signed an MSA and you have someone else managing your network, they may ultimately be responsible. So, if your business data or records were lost, damaged, or stolen while under someone else's care, and we pay a monetary loss under this policy, we will seek reimbursement from them on your behalf. So MSPs, that's their way of saying, hey, we're going to sue you for the money we lost. And then to the client, you must provide us with any help if we need you to do so. You are required by this insurance contract to provide us with any help to sue your MSP for the losses that we incurred. That is crazy language to me. Let's just take a step back because this is wild to me. A company that says you cannot use any other incident response. We have no application, but you have to install our MDR product. But we don't care about any other security. We're not going to ask about any of that other stuff. However, if you go and get your security managed by someone else, then we might sue them. When I read this policy language, what concerns me the most is not that it's an easy policy to get. I would love for the day where policies are easy to get. What concerns me the most is that it sounds like the carrier is only really concerned about paying out less during a claim, but they're doing everything they can in the policy language to de-incentivize the business from going out and actually bulking up their cybersecurity posture. Hey, we can give you an affordable policy. We'll get you a quote real quick. You just need to install our monitoring platform. But all that other security, we don't really care about it. And if you go out and get it from someone else, we might sue them if you see an incident. What? Like, what are we doing here? This is not how this cybersecurity kind of ecosystem, the world of cyber, is supposed to behave, right? Cybersecurity and cyber insurance are supposed to lift each other up. And if they're literally at odds with one another, you're going to have unsecured businesses, or you're going to have businesses who have insurance policies that won't pay out. This is not the type of language we want to see in policies. So I got one more definition I want to go through real quick is reimbursement coverages. Some coverages are going to be reimbursed. I mean, if you have social engineering and you pay out some money to someone, invoice manipulation, and you accidentally pay out an invoice that isn't a fraudulent invoice, I mean, that makes sense that they would reimburse you for the lost funds. But this is specific to ransomware. So it says, we will, in the event of a ransomware event, reimburse you for any ransomware payment. If you go out and pay the ransom, we'll reimburse it. Rather than them saying, hey, we'll pay out some of the ransom from your coverages ourselves. We will also reimburse you for any costs incurred by you for your ransomware negotiation firm. So, hey, we're going to cover the negotiations. And then if you end up paying anything out, we'll reimburse that too. Ideally, I'd like to see that covered. And ideally, I would like to see them provide the ransomware negotiator. Because I'm confused now. Because when I scroll up here and I see you must only use the incident response partners from our pre-approved panel of experts. If you use any other incident response partner, you will not be covered. But again, when I think of what is an incident response partner, is a ransomware negotiator part of that? I don't know. I'd be afraid to go hire a ransomware negotiator, so I'd probably end up paying more in the ransom, and typically the ransom demands are kind of the limit of your insurance. So any other losses you incur, will the policy even pay those? The language in the policies is so important to understand. Oh, I can get insurance quickly, I can get it easily, it'll be affordable. When you have an actual cyber incident, you're going to want policy language that is actively looking to protect you. And you're going to want policy languages and policies themselves that are actively promoting you as a business to go and up your cybersecurity posture. I want a cyber insurance policy that is focused on building cyber resilience for the business. I don't want a cyber insurance policy that is purely focused on minimizing the amount of money that the carrier has to pay out. Know what's covered on your policy. Ask the questions. Be extra wary of any policy that discourages you from doing anything to improve your cybersecurity posture. That terrifies me.